So this is a little bit of a beginner's guide as to how to debloat using the big four in what I call Dhizuku, AppManager, Hail, and Shizuku. For the sake of it, I'm going to uninstall all of them except Dhizuku because, as some of you may know, that is my device owner leverage app. Once you get this installed, you can use it to levy device owner privileges to almost any other app you sideloaded, which makes it incredibly useful for debloating purposes. The phone I am doing this on is none other than the Red Magic 10 Pro with the crazy 24 gigabytes of RAM stock. It's a pretty good fucking phone, but obviously, just like any other flagship, they nerf it with a ton of random shit you don't need. And on the S24 Ultra, I had tested out this exact method. The biggest thing I want to stress here is that when you are sideloading an app, always find the APK from a trusted source like GitHub, or however the fuck you say GitHub, I don't fucking know. But if we're wanting to get Shizuku, this is one of the most important ones because it's how you wirelessly host the source. Right here, GitHub. So if you go here, obviously search for this page. It should look something like, you want to get the Shizuku APK from GitHub. It should be Rika apps Shizuku. What you do with this is you go all the way down here to releases because they like to hide everything in random spots on their pages. You get to sideload, and usually what happens is it doesn't download right away. It's going to say you have to enable downloads from the source. Shizuku is not running, and this is because you have to pair it. So you would have to turn on notifications here. You have to go here, go to developer options, because that is how you do this. You have to have those enabled, which you tap build number 7 times. And where this just took us is to wireless debugging. I already had it turned on. Usually you have to manually throttle it. It says app content is hidden. I don't know if you all can see this, but what you want to do is pair with the pairing code. And you're going to want to go and you type in that pairing code. I think this will work. So yeah, Shizuku is paired. Over to Shizuku. You go here, you press start. What this will do is it'll spin up a WebSocket and it'll say Shizuku is running up here. What you do with Shizuku is you give it authorization to the apps you want it to have access to, but this is just two parts of a much broader thing here. Another big app we need is something called Hail. It's a very useful and incredibly versatile app that allows you to strip out system and device user apps. I use this for any type of debloating that I do. It's pretty useful, but the reason we do Dhizuku is when you restart, all of your progress will be lost unless you have device owner privileges, and Dhizuku allows you to give those to more than one app at a time. Download again, I guess, because this is just for the demo run to show you guys how I do it. Press open. Right here, we're going to test that Shizuku is working. Allow Hail access to Shizuku, and if Dhizuku doesn't work, okay, it did. App info. Oh yeah, this is another big thing. You want your app battery usage to always be completely unrestricted. If it ever has any like issues with it, if it ever has any any glitches or anything like that, it's usually something to do with the battery and the thermal processing limits on your device. Android runs aggressive task killing. So for the final of all of these that I showed you, what you're going to want is I think you're going to want, yeah, AppManager as an APK. It's going to hit that, download again. I'm going to have duplicate files and shit, which I'm going to have to go through and delete. Open, allow. I didn't want to see that. Okay. I agree. And what I go from here is over here on the side, there's a little thing called Debloater. And you're not usually going to debloat from here. You can, but it's a little bit trickier. For me, I use this guideline. And what I end up doing is if I put this in a window, and let's say I open Hail, then what I can do here is go to Apps, System Apps, and I can use this as a guideline to find all of the apps I need. They're not going to be in the same order. You might have to go up and down a bit, but essentially this makes it a little bit more streamlined and universal as a survive, reboot, debloat. You can either suspend, disable, or freeze apps. I prefer to mix it a little bit, keeps it a little bit safer. But yeah, the only thing about getting device owner privileges is usually you should factory reset your phone. Depending on which phone you have, Samsung, it's easier to do it on the startup screen. You have to make sure that the app usually is already installed. But that is a quick little tutorial that I decided to shoot today. If you guys have any questions, I don't know. This is my first time doing a video like this, but I do appreciate any contribution, or if you guys know a better way to do this, let me know. Until then, peace out.